Welcome to another training tutorial with Hendrik. In today's ARCHLineXP training tutorial, we're going to be looking at creating our level 1, and this is going to be a continuation on our Australian residential design series. And for level 1, we're going to be creating balconies, adding some walls, adding some cladding, and adding a roof to this small extension part over here. And we're going to add a staircase and maybe some additional closet doors. So after we do that, we're going to have a look at doing the roof. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to copy this slab over to the next level. Okay, so what we've done already is we've actually set the parameters. If you followed the previous tutorial, so we've actually set these two to 115 mil, and yeah, so that should be okay for this example. So this slab is practically going to be the same. Okay, so what we need to do is we're just going to go click on the slab. Okay, just make sure it's highlighted in red. Then we're going to right click on the floor plan, go to properties, and then we're going to go copy this object to other floor, and we're going to go to first floor. Okay, so now we can see it's been copied over. So there's a few adjustments that we need to make. So if you know the Australian construction method is basically to set this onto the basically the inner brick wall, okay, or the brick layer. So it's going to sit on the inner brick layer, and the outer layer needs to be a continuation of this brick wall. Okay, so we need to set that up on our walls. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to create a wall for that. So let's just go here and we can test it out. Okay, so we'll go to walls, and we're going to go to the 270 brick cavity wall with render and plasterboard. Okay, and we're just going to go edit compound walls. Okay, now you can see here the layers. All right, so this is going to go to top of structure, which is the finish layer. Okay, now if we go back to our little diagram right here, we can see that we need to constrain basically the inner brick layer. That needs to go to top of structure minus 15 mil, okay, because we've set that to a 15 mil floor finish. Okay, so that needs to be TS minus 15. And for the outer brick layer, that's going to sit right on top of the other brick layer, so that's just going to go to bottom of structure. Okay, so let's quickly set that one up. So we'll go to wall, and we're going to go here to properties. And I'm actually going to just create a copy of this brick wall so that we don't confuse it with any of the other walls. Okay, so we're just going to go to edit compound walls, and we're going to go, so for the exterior, we're going to go to bottom of structure. Okay, bottom of structure. Actually, with this, we can just click on this and just go copy paste. Okay, and this is also going to go bottom of structure. This one is going to be TS minus 15, just like that. And we can just go copy and just paste it like that. All right, so that should be good. So let's just have a look again. So the exterior layers are going right down to the bottom. Okay, so connecting with the brick, and the internal one is sitting on top of that concrete floor. Okay, it's cutting through the 15 mil floor finish. Right, so we'll just go okay, and I'm actually just going to go new, and I'm just going to call this TS minus 15 millimeters, just so that we can remember what this is. Okay, and I'm just going to say available in this project only, and I'm going to go OK. Okay, and I'll go activate. Right, so let's quickly test this out. So we're just going to we're going to make sure that it's placed the correct way around, so that it's placing from the exterior to the interior. Okay, now let's go have a look. All right, now you can see this is connecting, all right, and it's connecting right on top of this brickwork. So we'll do a little bit, we'll just move it over like that so you can have a quick look. So if we go like that, you can see it's sitting right on top. Okay, now we'll just go rebuild and you can have a better look. Okay, so you can see it's cutting right through. If we move it like that, okay, it's cutting right through, sitting right on top of the brickwork. So that's continuing, which is the correct way to show it. Okay, now we're just going to take that back and we're just going to add all our walls. Now one thing we might want to do is, so you can see it here very clearly. Okay, so one thing we got to do first is we got to import, so you can carry on like that, but I actually have a DWG for that one. So let's just see, Karima 1:100 DWG. Okay, so if you're importing a 1:100 DWG, you're just going to go interpret AutoCAD unit 1 millimeter is equal to 100 millimeters. Okay, and with your settings, you generally don't need to touch anything there. Okay, and you're going to need to check model space. So you just go OK and place with new drawing origin. Okay, and I'm just going to place it over here. I'm just going to delete some of these other parts which we don't need to see, and I'm just going to go edit drawing, edit group. Okay, just delete some of the other parts we don't need to see. Okay, just like that. All right. Okay, so that's looking good. You can see in this one, I actually saved this file to show a brick veneer wall. But for this example, I'm just going to use another brick wall just to keep it simple. I can show you in another episode how to actually create this brick veneer wall. But yeah, we'll just focus on the brick wall for now. Okay, so that's generally all we need. So I'm just going to go to close group. All right, so now this is a DWG group that I can move around. So we're just going to move this to the right position. Okay, and we're just going to move it to here. Okay, and I'm gonna change the color of this so that we don't get it confused with our other elements. So I'm just going to go to right click and then edit group. I'm just going to highlight on all these elements and I'm going to change the color, and we'll just change it to a teal color. Okay, and I'm just going to go to what is it, to close group, which should be right here. Okay, all right. Okay, so I'm just going to continue on with this. All right, so we just need to keep adding these walls. So we're just going to start over and go to, okay, to this one that we created. Okay, so we're just going to go and continue adding these walls. So we'll just start from here and we'll just go all the way around. Okay, so we've got our external walls. So let's just go have a look here. see if there are any mistakes. Okay, that's looking all right. And there's going to be some adjustments we need to make. Okay, so we'll just quickly click rebuild. All right, so that's looking good. So everything appears to be connecting properly. Now, what we got to do for this slab is we actually just got to adjust this layer so that essentially we just need to see okay, it's going to come in. Basically, this part is going to come in from this wall. So we're just going to continue building that wall, and it's going to go up to there. Okay, so it's actually going to sit right on top like that. Okay, now what we got to do for this one to adjust the top layer, because we just need a slab over here, is we can go to edit layers, right? And we can actually just make some quick adjustments. So you can actually just move the this floor finish, and you can make sure that it's not showing on this part. So this is an external part that we don't need to show the floor finish. Okay, and that's looking pretty good. And as you can see, that was pretty easy to do. Okay, now we're going to do the same with this part. Right, so this is just another slab going like this. Okay, so let's just think about this. Okay, so this is going to be a ceiling actually, so we don't need this to go all the way like that. So there's going to be a ceiling there. So we can actually just remove this. Just put it all the way like that. Okay. All right, and that is looking good. So what we got to do now is we're going to start adding all the other parts. Okay, so we have a balcony here that we need it to come out like this, and the brickwork is going to sit on top of this slab. Okay, so we got to move this outwards. So if we go back to our plan, we're going to just click in insert node. Okay, just like that. And we're going to add another node over here, like that. And we're just going to drag this to the side. Okay, so now let's go have a look. All right, so this is now not sitting correctly. So you can see it's the brickwork is coming down. What we need to do is we need both of these brickwork parts to sit on top of the slab. Okay, so we just need to modify the layers. So we're just going to go to edit wall. We're going to go to edit compound walls, and this we need to go to TS -15. Okay, so we're just going to go copy and paste it across and just go okay. So you can see that's sitting now on top of that. Okay, so we're just going to do the same for this one. Okay, like that, and we're going to do this one as well. Okay, and we're just going to hit rebuild. Okay, now you can see we've got our slab at the bottom, and we have our walls sitting on top of this slab. Okay, everything is looking good. Now what we want to do is we just want to match this color so that you know, we can start adding other elements. So you're just going to right click on this wall, go to find material, and just drag this across, and we're going to say use as painting. We're just going to do the edges like that. Okay, so now we'll just have a look at some other parts, and I'm just going to delete this part so that I can connect the other parts. Okay, so we can see there's a little bit of a problem here because these walls need to be sitting right on top of this slab. Okay, so I'm just going to go hit rebuild, and for this wall I want all the parts again to be sitting on top of the slab. Okay, so we're going to go to edit, and I'm just going to go TS -15, so that's cutting right through to the slab. Just hit OK. So now you can see it's sitting right on top. Okay, now if I hit rebuild, okay, so that is sitting right on top of that slab, and you can do the same for this. Now, I don't know, in structural terms, this might require, you know, like a beam running at the bottom. But essentially this is just going to sit on top of that. Okay, so we'll go here, and we're just going to do the same thing. I'm going to go edit compound walls and just go like this. Okay, and we're just going to hit rebuild. Okay, now you can see that's looking good. Now, okay, so we need a wall going like that. Okay, so for that one, okay, we're just going to go again. And just connect those two. Right, so we got a wall here that's going to sit on top. Okay, so we just got to make that little adjustment. And we're just going to go to edit. And we're going to make sure, okay, that's all looking good actually. So that is, let's just see if we go to rebuild. Ah, okay, so that's sitting right on top of that. Okay, so you can see here that's coming right down, connecting with the wall, and this one is connecting right on top of the slab. Okay, so that's looking quite good, and I'm just going to save this quickly. It's always important to save your project. And I'll go level 1. All right. Okay, so let's see what's next. Okay, we're going to start adding. Okay, let's see. We can start adding some walls. Okay, so we'll just quickly do the internal 90mm stud walls. Okay, plasterboard on both sides, and I'm just quickly going to set this up. So I'll just go to properties, and I'm going to go TS -15 again. Okay, so that's connecting right on top of the slab. And I'll go OK, and I'm just going to save it as new, and just go TS -15, just so I know what type of wall I'm creating. Okay, just go like that, activate, and I'll just go OK. Right, so now we're just going to quickly go and hit F5, and we're just going to quickly create these walls. Okay, just go like that. Okay, and I'll just grab it from right here, from right there. Just take it right through like that. Okay, and we'll make this go like that. Okay. Okay, so we got some walls. We'll just see if there's anywhere else. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly hide this DWG. So I'm just going to go right here, and I'm just going to click on this. So I've clicked on all the layers, so I'm just going to hide that. I don't need to see that right now. Okay, and I'm just quickly going to fix this up and just quickly adjust these. Okay, so we're seeing it's looking pretty good right now. Okay, there's one more thing that's quite useful to know. So if you hold shift between two walls and you make this 0, it's going to adjust those two. So you can do that. Just hold shift on the two walls, and this arrow is going to point to the direction that the wall is being changed. So you can just click like that on the arrow, okay, and you can go 0, and you'll see it's going to adjust quite simply like that. Okay, and we'll just do some connections. So we'll do a T connection over here. So we've got to click on this one first, and just connect it like that. Okay, and like that. Okay, so now we have all our stud walls. Let's have a look. Okay, so we have one that needs to connect right to the edge over here. So we're just going to go click on this wall, and click it the other way, and we'll just go to 0. Okay, so now we have all our walls, okay, and we generally have some of the structural parts. Okay, so what we got to do next is we got to add our quick staircase, right? So we're going to go down to the ground floor, okay, and I'm going to actually make this layer visible again. Okay, and I'm just going to go okay, so now we can see. Right, so we have a staircase going up like that, right? So we're going to go to stair like this. Let's just see which one we like. Concrete stairs, let's see. Okay, so we're going to do this one. And we're actually just going to change that. I'm not sure why that is glass, but we're going to change that. Okay, so we can see our staircase is going from, let's say from here. Okay, and it's going to go right up to here. Okay, we're going to go to edit that staircase. We're just going to have a look at how it's appearing. Okay, so just go and edit that staircase, and we're going to say take the floor height, and we'll go okay. So that now that's going to connect right up to here. Okay, now we can see it's looking all right. Okay, and one other thing that we'll do is we're just going to click on the staircase, and we're going to go right click. Okay, hold on, click on the staircase, and we're going to go right click and cut slab above the stair. Okay, so that's automatically now created a space for our staircase. So one thing we might just quickly change is the type of stairs we're creating. Okay, so I'm just going to make this one, just delete these, and we're just going to change this to a normal staircase. Okay, we'll make some adjustments to the staircase maybe in the next episode. We'll have a special episode just on staircase design, right? But for this one, we don't need to worry about that too much. Okay, so we're just going to make a few adjustments to this. Got to make sure it's going right up to this. Okay, and the staircase also needs to be moved to the side. Okay, so let's just make this right in line with that. Okay, this needs to go right to the back part. Okay, and it also needs to go right to this edge. Okay, so now we have a cavity space or a void space for our staircase. Okay, now this staircase needs to be moved back a bit. Okay, so let's go have a look at our plan. Okay, so we can see, right, we'll go back up to our level 1. Okay, and we're gonna just show our plans. Okay, so we're just gonna go here to level 1, and we're gonna go like that. We're gonna enable it. Okay, so if we click now on our staircase, we just need to move it a little bit. Let's just have a look. So we got to move our staircase basically in line with this. So on the 3D, we can do that on 2D or 3D, any one we want, but generally this is quite easy to do. Okay, we just need to move it right to there. Okay. All right, that's looking good. Now we might just want to make these, you can see these edges are a different color, so we're just going to right click on this, find material, and we're just going to drag it in like that, and we'll just say as painting. Okay, just click like that, like that. And we can also do this edge, just so we don't see anything else. Okay. Right, that's looking good. Okay, now got to make sure that this is actually okay. So we just got to change this to 0. We don't need it to go to -15. Okay, so we just made that quick adjustment. Okay, now that's actually looking quite good. Okay, now let's see what else we need. Okay, we need we'll go up to the other floor. Okay, we need just a railing going across like that. Right, so we're just going to add that in. Let's go have a look at what railings we can use. Okay, so here we can see there's already some railings. Now the one I want is actually a railing with only the glass panes. Okay, so let's actually quickly have a look at how we can make those adjustments. So first of all, I'm just going to place this. Okay, and we're going to go from this midpoint, and we're going to go like this, and right like that. And we're just going to go okay, right, and finish. Now, got to take some things into consideration. Okay, in the special staircase episode, we're going to cover railings and stairs. Okay, and we're going to modify it so that it looks really modern and really nice. So in this episode, we're going to leave this like this, but we're going to make some changes when we come back to this. Okay, so just going to move that a bit into place. See if we can get one of these corners. Okay, that's looking good like that. Let's just have a look here. And we need to move this one a little bit. So we'll just go move from, and we'll just move that a little bit closer. Okay. Okay, that's looking good. Now, yeah, this is actually looking quite ugly. So I don't want this. I want simple glass screens going across like that. So we're actually going to remove this in the next episode. And we're going to have a look at fixing this up so it looks quite nice. Okay, but we're just going to make some quick adjustments, and we're just going to move this right to here. Okay, and with this one, I'm going to do the same and just move that to there. Okay, so let's go down and we'll have a look here. So let's just have a look. Right, so width, that's fine. 1 meter width. Okay, that's looking good. Right, so we'll just go okay. Right, now all we need to do now really is we need to add a ceiling, okay, for our previous level. And we need to add a little balcony feature over here on the side. And then we're going to go and we're going to create this facade. Okay, so let's have a look at doing those parts. And we also have a few windows that we need to add as well. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we need to create a ceiling for the level below. Okay, so let's get to doing that part. Right, so our ceiling essentially is going to go all the way on the interior except here. Right, so let's go quickly do that part. Okay, so we're going to have a ceiling. Right, let's just quickly hide all the other layers so we don't need to see that. Okay, we're just going to go to hide. Okay, we don't need to see all that part. And we're just going to do with the other one as well. Okay, so let's do our ceiling. Okay, so for our ceiling, let's just go back and go to the properties and we can see our ceiling height. Right, so this whole floor is 3 meters high. Okay, so the slab is going to be at let's see, 2885. Okay, so we need to maybe put the ceiling at 2700. Okay, now let me just make some quick calculations. Oops. Just so I can quickly have a look at this. So, okay, so at 2885, yeah, I think that would make sense. 2.7, so our ceiling is going to be at 2.7 meters. Same for the next one, and same for everything else. Okay, so we're only going to be working with these two. And actually, let's rename these. And level 2. Okay, and I'll just go okay. Right, so let's start adding our ceilings. And the ceilings are going to go in the ceiling layer. Okay, and our foundation slab, we can hide that later. We don't necessarily need to see that in our drawings. Okay, all right, so let's go and go to the ceiling tool, plane automatic ceiling, and we'll just go to properties so we can just check this out. Okay, so that's like a 20 mil ceiling. Okay, and if we go check out the other properties, okay, relative elevation, that's going to be right at the ceiling. Okay, so this is constrained to the ceiling. For top view, we can just go simplified. We don't need to see it like this. So we can just go simplified. And I'm going to go okay. And we'll do, okay, so we got basically another bedroom over here. So I'll just go okay. And we got a little bathroom over here. So I'll just click that one. And this one is a small laundry. And for this one, we just got to make some adjustments. So I'll just click it over there. Okay. And for this ceiling, I'm just going to click it like this so that we can delete the other parts we don't need. So we're just going to delete these nodes by clicking and deleting. So you just left click and go delete. Okay, left click and delete. Okay, so we're going to go up to level 1 and I'm going to make sure that we have the level below activated just so we can sort of see what's going on there. And we're also going to activate our DWG. Okay, so we're just going to hold shift, click to the bottom, going to make sure this is enabled so you can see it. It's unhidden, and we're going to unlock it. Okay, we'll just go okay, so we can sort of see where our roof is going now. So we're going to go ahead and just change some of these roof properties. Okay, so we're going to go properties on the roof. Okay, and we can see this is sort of the default roof that you're going to get. But we're just going to make some changes to make sure that this has a nice appearance. So first things first is that we're going to change, we need to change this one. Okay, so that is basically related to level 1. Okay, so it's going to be on the same level, so we need this to be -115. Okay, the reason why that is because this is essentially replacing a slab, so it's going to be constrained in a similar way. Okay, with eaves overhang, I'm just going to go 600. Theoretical wall width, I believe that's 250. Okay, and we'll just go update, and we're going to change these materials, and we'll just go with gray, and we'll select on dark gray. We'll make this one the same. We'll go dark gray. We'll go update. Okay, and also the tiles. I don't quite like these ones, so we'll go with a better color. So we'll go roof tiles, and we'll go to material, and I'm gonna find tile. Let's go roof tiles, and I quite like this one, so that's what I'm going to click on. So I'll just go OK, and there it is, and I'll just go update. Okay, now I also don't like this, I believe this is called the ridge. I don't like that material, so I might just select it to this Pantone material, and I'm just going to do the same for the other stuff. Okay, so this is just a very basic appearance of our roof. We're not going to get into too much detail about the roof now. At the end, when we do the main roof, we'll get into a little bit more of the actual construction of it, and we can get into rafters and all those sorts of things. But for this one, we'll just keep it relatively simple. Okay, we'll just go no cutting. On the upper floor, okay, on the floor below, okay, I don't want that to show. Maybe I do want that to show on the upper floor. We can just leave this as dashed. Cut, we'll go no cutting. This roof isn't going to cut anything. Okay. Layers, geometry, that's okay. So for the main slope, we're just going to go 20. Okay. And I'm just going to go to override this, and I'm just going to go okay. And I'll just click OK. So when we go now to roof, we can see here that we have those settings saved. Okay, so we're going to go to roof, roof in sketch mode, and I'm just going to draw out basically just the outline of this roof. Okay, so it's relatively simple. I'm just drawing along the polygons. Okay, and then I'll click enter. All right, so we have our roof. Okay, I'm just going to click OK. And I'm going to go back and we're going to see what needs to be changed. Okay, now these edges actually need to be offset, so I'm just going to change that. Okay, I'm going to offset this as well, just to right here. Okay, and this one I'm also going to move that right to the edge of this. Okay, now there's some other changes we also need to make. Right, so we'll just go back to edit the roof. Okay, and then we'll go to pitch and shape. Okay, so I believe it should be this side. So we'll just quickly test that, whether it's the one on the top or the one on the bottom. Okay, so it's the one on the bottom. So just go back to pitch and shape, and this one, we're going to make that gable end. Okay, now if we just check that, okay, that's looking good. So now the other thing we need to change right here is this part, okay? So we just need to drag that across to here. Okay, so that's now going to change that. Okay, and we need to do the same with the other side. Okay, and for this one as well. Okay, now I think we can just delete these nodes. Okay, we can't. All right, so now we just need to change the pitch of these so that it sort of matches with what our original design was. So we'll just go and edit. Okay, then we'll go to pitch and shape again, and I'm just going to click on this one. So this one's going to be 15. Okay, and the other one's going to be 20. Okay, so that's looking good. Just go OK, and I'm just going to modify this. Okay, I'm just going to click on it and just offset it. Okay, so that's, I think that's matching quite nicely. With these ones, we just got to drag these in so that they actually match with the previous design. So I'm just going to go and drag it in like that. Okay, that should be all right like that. Okay. Right, so let's go have a look. Right, so I think this will be okay. Now, the only thing we need to add is we need to add the fascia boards. And then we need to add the soffit boards. Okay, so that's what we're going to do now. Right, so to add the soffit boards, we're just going to quickly draw a ceiling. So we'll just go with the plain ceiling by polygon. Okay, and I'm just going to go here to board. Okay, just create a soffit board. So I'll just go properties. Okay, and the material, let's just quickly double check on that. Okay, so this is constrained to the ceiling. This is going to be simplified, and we just need to find, so material, we're going to make this one dark gray. Okay, just going to go gray, and we can click on dark gray. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, so now all we need to do is I'm just going to trace. Okay, so the fascia board is actually going to go over the soffit board. Okay, so it needs to be on the internal side. Okay. Okay, now let me just do one thing quickly. So I'm just gonna quickly hide this DWG underlay again. So just go like that, and we'll get back to what we were doing. So we'll go to ceiling, just click on plain ceiling by polygon. Okay, and I'm gonna click along here. So just click like that. Okay, Then I'm just going to click from here to here. Like that. And all the way to there. And I'll just click enter. Okay, now it's needs to just be moved down a little bit. So let's just quickly see. So that's been created in level 1. So really all we have to do is level 1. Yeah, we can just move it down. This isn't so important as to which level this was created in. So we can just quite simply just drag it down and hold shift. Okay. And it's going to be like that. Now, actually, we could just drag it up a little bit. So I'm just going to go here, and I'm going to go move from here to here. Okay. So, right. So now you can see we have our roof and we have the walls. Okay. But there's one other thing we need to change. You can see this is not actually going up all the way to the roof. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to drag these walls right to the roof, and it's going to cut automatically. So we need to set that. Okay, so we're going to go onto the roof. We're going to go to edit, and we need to go to projections and cut. And normally it's going to be on no cutting. So we're just going to click on own floor and below, and we'll just go okay. So with this wall, we can just drag it straight up, and the roof is going to cut automatically. Okay, with this one, because this is a single wall, we're just going to modify the profile. So right click, go reshape, go reshape, and then go edit front profile. And we're going to just insert a node right here. Okay, and we're just going to drag this up all the way. So this is going to cut automatically, and we'll just go okay. So we got this one, we have this one, okay. And the last one we need to do is we need to create another wall on top of this one to connect. Okay, now how we're going to do that is we're just going to go right here, and we're going to go to wall. Okay, we're going to make sure that the double brick wall is set to 0. Okay, it needs to be set to bottom of structure equals 0. Okay, because that's going to go right on top of this brick layer. Right, so we'll just go up one level, and also make sure that all your layers are hidden. Okay, I've just gone ahead and I've just hidden all those DWG layers because I don't need to see that now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ghost the level down below, and we're just going to create a double brick wall. So we're just going to continue this wall. Okay, so we just need to select it like this, and we're just going to make sure it's going like that. Okay, now if we go back and have a look, this wall is now constrained. Okay. All right. So this wall is constrained, which is good. So basically it's cut by the roof. So anywhere you click, it's just going to be cut. Okay. So that's good. Okay, now once that's done, we just need to create two little just caps, just to cap this off. And for that, we're going to use the 3D shape tool. So we're just going to click once, and we're just going to click from here to here, and we're just going to create pretty much just an arbitrary shape. Okay, and we're just going to adjust this. So for this one, we can move this up over here. And we'll just move this back up again, move from, okay, this one, we're going to move that up as well, like that. Okay, so that's looking all right. And we're going to click on this, click on it again. And you can see here, height, we'll just make that 25 mil. Okay, and we're just going to change the material as well. So we'll go to gray, dark gray, just click OK. Right, so we have that there. And now I'm just going to mirror this across. We don't have to recreate that. I can just go mirror, copy, just select literally anywhere like that. Okay, and I'm just going to move it a little bit back into place. Okay, now it's a little bit the wrong size, but we can just make some adjustments. Right, so move this right to here. Hold on. So we'll move this, actually, we'll move this back a little bit. Like that. Okay, and this, we need to offset that to there. Okay, let's move that back into place. Okay, now what else? Okay, so we just need to bring this down a little bit and it's going to be fine. Okay, just click on this. Click here. Okay, that's looking good. Okay, so what we need to do next is we need to create this little pergola feature by the side of this wall. Okay, so if we just go and make this visible again. Okay, you can see there's a little pergola feature on the side. Okay, and with that one, we can actually just use the sweep tool. So we're going to go sweep, and we're going to go from here to say about here and all the way down. Let's try that again. So we'll go sweep from here, and we'll just select from here all the way down. Okay, and we'll just click OK. Right, so you can see that is coming up right here. So we need to move this, move from here to here. Okay, and we actually need to adjust it a little bit. So it's a little bit, probably a little bit too thick. Okay, so we need to make that adjustment. So we'll just go to edit. Okay, we'll click on this and we'll go to edit. Okay, and we will go to width. We'll go 75 and height will go 150. Okay, and I'm going to change this material to aluminium and we'll just click OK. Right, so that's looking quite all right. Actually, we'll make that 200. Okay. And we'll make actually the width, we'll make that 50. Maybe we'll make it 75. We'll make it 75. Okay, so this one, we need to move that just a little bit to the side. So we need to move that down. And we need to move it across. Move from, can just move it from here to here. Okay, and we actually need to reduce the length of this, okay, to, let's see, dimensions, measure. Okay, we need to activate this view and we're going to go measure, and we need to move it by about 60. Let's have a look. So if we move it from here, okay, so we'll see if we move it by say about, say 60, a little bit more. Okay, a little bit more. Right, so we've actually just adjusted it a bit. Say how much this is. Just going to see what this distance is. 20.5. So we just need to move it over 20.5. Okay, so now that's the exact same. Representation in 2D, I'm just going to go simplified. Okay, so what we need to do is we actually just need to copy this across. So I'm just going to go and I'm going to create a multiplication. Okay, so there's about, I think there's about 14 of them. Okay, so we're just going to go to multiply. Okay, and I'll go 14. Just go from this edge. I'll just go all the way to here. Okay, that's looking good. Right, so I'll just go and have a look. Okay, this pergola thing is complete. Now it's going slightly into the ground for some additional support. Okay, so that part's done, and I'm just going to go save. Okay, and now we need to create our basically a sloped slab or a ramp. So this little this part, okay, that's going to be a basically a flat slab, and then it's going to go from a ramp upwards. Okay, so that part we're just going to go building. We're going to go slab in sketch mode, and I'm going to go create a I'll just create a 100 mil slab, and I'm just going to make all of this concrete light. Okay, and this one is also going to be concrete. Okay, so you can see that's 100 mil in thickness. Okay, and that's going from top of structure downwards, and I'm just going to modify and activate this slab. Okay, so this is going to be a flat slab. It's going to go right here, just to the edge. This is part of the design. So we'll just go right here to the edge, like that. Okay, go have a look. So we just need to move this down a little bit. So we can just go move from right here to right here. Actually, no, we need to have it right there. Okay. Yeah, so it needs to go from here down. Let's just have a look, actually. It's because we have a finish, a floor finish. That's okay. We can have it from here, and then it can run downwards. So actually, let's make this 200 minus 200. Right. So let's just have a look. Okay, no, so that is fine. So okay, that's going to be the first part, and the second part is going to be a ramp. Okay, so we're just going to go ramp. Going to go from here to here. Okay, and I'm just going to offset that to the side like that. And I'm going to make this thickness 200. Okay, and we're just going to drag it into place. Okay, so I'm just going to go here and just connect these two like that. Okay, so we're just going to go check out the slope, and we can just change base is fixed, inclination angle, top angle. Okay, definition of base, inclination is fixed. Base level is fixed. Top level is fixed. Okay, top level is fixed. So we can just change the slope and we'll make it 5 degrees, just a little slope. And we'll go back. Okay, so I think that should be fine. Okay, so we have a slope, a driveway, okay, and we just need to actually drag that a little bit down like that. Okay, so we have a driveway right here. And actually we just need to change this, drag it to there. This one actually needs to go right up to here. Okay, now that's looking good. So now we need to create our slab at the top, so our little balcony. So we'll just go save. Okay, right, so we'll just create the slab. Okay, so let's go and create the slab. Okay, so we'll just use 100 mil slab. Okay, and we're gonna go up to here, and we're gonna go up by 1. We'll just go rectangle, and I'm just gonna go from here just all the way up to here. Okay, so we have our little slab. Okay, and because we need to allow for some rainwater access, we actually need to make it go down by, I think it's 50 to about 20 to 50. Okay, actually just make this go down a little bit more. Okay, I'll actually make it go down like that. And I'm actually going to make this a 150 slab. Oops. I'm going to make this go total thickness minus 150, like that. Okay. So what I got to do now is I'm going to create the part below that actually connects with this. Okay, so that's actually going to be, we'll just go with a generic 200 mil wool. So that's actually going to go something like that. So if we just go to our floor plan, it's going to go something like that. Except this is going to move it down to the ground floor. All right, so we're going to have a wall like that. And there's going to be a little feature going across like that. So let's have a look here. Right, so we're going to have a little feature wall just running across like that. So we're just going to do the same thing. We'll make this so this is, make this 300 mil. Okay, so this one will be total thickness 300. Okay, and if we go back up, right, and then we're going to have one going to the side. Right, so this is going to be our little feature wall. Okay, now we can just make some adjustments. Okay, so okay, and we're going to make this go down a little bit. We're going to make it go, make that go, change the height. Okay, and we need to adjust it a little bit. This one needs to go right to this edge, like that. Okay, and this one needs to go move from, like that. Okay, and actually this one we need to make this a 300 mil. Total thickness 300. Okay, and we'll just go like that. All right, so let's just bring this down a little bit, change height, and we'll just make it go up slightly. Change here, change height. Okay, so let's go have a look. Okay, so this needs to go back a little bit, change height. I think there should be alright. Okay, and the material, I'm just going to make this gray, rusty gray. And I'm just going to right click here and I'm going to go find material, and I'm going to go replace one material with another on this object. Okay, so just like that. Okay, so now we have a nice facade going on. Okay, and I'm just going to create basically the railing over here. Okay, and we're just going to create a really nice simple railing. So let's go up. Okay, I'm going to just hide the DWG again, like that. And like this. Okay, and alright, what we need to do. Okay, first of all, this needs to go right to the side. So we can just make that adjustment. Just move this like that. Okay. So we just rebuild it. Alright, so we need our basically our glass railing to go across like that. Alright, and we'll go railing. We'll just try find a nice one. So we will just use this glass railing. Okay, and that's the one we're going to use. Going to use this total glass one. Okay, so let's go railing, and we need to click here, and we'll go railing. We're going to go from here to here to here to here. Okay, now we need to just adjust this. Okay, so that it is, let's see, just going to move it from here to this point. Okay, and you can see actually total glass on the right. Okay, so we need to move this a little bit up. Okay, just like that. Right, so we have our glass screen right there. Okay, a real modern glass screen. Just go have a look at this. And let's just have a look. Okay, we just want to change this glass material. Okay. So now we have our glass screen like that. Okay, actually let's just change this to dark gray. Okay, so that's looking quite good. Okay, so we're going to continue with our windows, and we're going to add some really nice cladding. Okay, so for our cladding, it's quite simple. You just have to right click, and then you go to tiling. Then you just go tiling on this wall, and then you go this wall only. Okay, and for our tiling, okay, we're going to make the width 165 and the height, we're just going to make that quite high. We'll say the grout will be, say, 5 mil. That's just the background area. And the thickness will go 25 mil. Okay, we'll make this 25, 5, and 5. Okay, so we'll just go, all right. We'll go from there. We'll just continue to tile this way. Okay, now I probably should have started from the other side. Okay, so that's what I'll do. I'll just start from this side. Okay, so I'll just right click, okay, and I'll go tiling on this wall side, on this wall only. Okay, and I'm going to start creating this cladding. Now the background area, yeah, we can just leave it at that. Okay, and the material, we're going to leave that as this Pantone material. Okay, so I'm going to start tiling from here and just go like that. Okay, so you can see it's created our cladding like that. Okay, and we'll just do some more cladding on this side. Okay, so I'm just going to go to right click, tiling on this wall side, tiling on this wall only. I'm going to do the same thing. And I can just go from left to right, like that. You can see here. Okay, now I'm just going to do this wall as well, and it's going to stop right here. Okay, so I'm just going to right click. I'm going to go tiling on this wall side, tiling on this wall only, like that. Okay. Now this probably needs to be just fixed up a bit. So I'll just go tiling on this wall side, tiling this wall only. We'll make this to just 5,000. Okay, and we'll just go from here to here. So we can see there's a little bit of a, so that's the problem. I'm going to right click and go to tiling on this wall side, tiling on this wall only. Okay, and we're going to try get it just from one of the corners, like right there. Okay, so we got it right there. And we're just going to adjust this because you can see from the bottom it's actually going behind the slab. So I'm just going to go edit background area, and I'm just going to take it up to there. Actually, we'll just try that again. So I'm going to go right click, edit background area, and we just need to adjust it a bit. So if we just take it up to one of these corners, okay, that should be okay. Okay, now you can see the cladding is only going to the top of there. Right, so I'll just click finish. Right, and we're going to just continue this cladding. Okay, so I'm going to right click, tiling on this wall side, on this wall only. And I'll just go okay. I'm just going to take it from there. right to there. Okay, so now that's kind of continuing this cladding. Okay, and I'm just going to do this wall as well. Okay, that's looking good. Right click, tiling on this wall side, tiling on this wall only, and I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, now that's starting to look quite nice. Okay, so just to give you a sneak peek as to what this is going to look like when we're actually finished with it, we still need to create this little facade element. Okay, we're going to have a look at doing some railing modifications. So that's going to allow us to do this really nice modern railing, as well as with our staircase we can do some modifications. Okay, and essentially all we still need to do is we need to do some modifications with some of the windows. Okay, that we still need to add a few of these specialized little windows. And this little feature extension, we're going to create a custom window like this. Okay, and we're going to create one of these windows, and we're going to have a look at creating some really nice corner windows that can be modified. Right, so in the next episode, we're going to focus a little bit more on windows and doors, and we're going to fix up those wardrobe doors. Okay, and then the following episode, we're going to have a look at fixing up this facade. All right, and then doing some of the railing and staircase designs. Okay, so if you've enjoyed this episode, I would invite you to like this video and leave some comments below if you have some feedback or if you have any questions. As always, thank you for watching and see you in the next episode.